In the Narutoverse, we've seen some incredibly powerful characters. Whether it's Madara, Nagato, Minato, or even Hashirama, none of their achievements were small by any means. Minato once single-handedly took down 1,000 shinobi. Madara, he faced off against 80,000. These legends have gifted us with some of the most iconic battles in anime history. But if I asked you to rank every Naruto character or fight, what would your list look like? Well, don't worry, because I've got you covered. I went back, rewatched the entire series, did a ton of research, and finally put together the top 10 best fights in Naruto. Trust me, it was totally worth it for you guys. I know, this fight deserves to be higher. But the ones above it? Even better. On one side, we had Rock Lee, who couldn't even use chakra. On the other, Gaara, Jinchuriki of the One Tail, wielding a Kekkei Genkai that let him control sand effortlessly. At first, the fight felt kind of average, with Gaara dominating Lee. But the moment Lee dropped his training weights, everything changed. His speed became insane, and for a while, he broke through Gaara's so-called unbreakable defense. Lee pushed himself to the limit, unlocking the fourth gate and unleashing the Hidden Lotus. But in the end, it still wasn't enough. Even so, this remains the best fight of the entire Chunin exams, in my opinion. This is the battle where two young warriors clashed, not for power, but for ideology. Naruto was fighting to stop Sasuke from leaving the village, setting the stage for their future rivalry. Sasuke, having awakened his curse mark, grew deadlier with every move, while Naruto, true to his core, kept chasing him, not to defeat him, but to bring back his friend. Naruto's refusal to give up is what makes him such a great protagonist. He even tapped into Kurama's chakra, but it wasn't enough. Sasuke still left. It wasn't just a fight. It was the beginning of a conflict that would carry through the entire series. This one hit hard. Emotionally, this is the most painful fight in the entire series, for me at least. Episode 133, The Tale of Jiraiya the Gallant, gave us an unforgettable battle. Jiraiya infiltrates the Hidden Rain village to gather intel on the Akatsuki and their leader, Pain. But he doesn't realize that his death is waiting for him. The Rain village is eerie, constantly raining, and every drop is connected to Pain, who controls everything in that land. Then begins the chaos. And this was the first time we saw the Rinnegan, one of the most god-tier dojutsu in the series. Despite being unprepared, Jiraiya gives everything. Imperfect Sage Mode, taijutsu, summoning, everything. But the odds? One man against 6 paths of Pain. Even though the outcome was clear from the start, Jiraiya's fight bought crucial time and information, and most of all, it changed Naruto forever. This fight wasn't just epic, it was the turning point in Naruto's life. This isn't just a fight, it's Madara's flex, a moment that made every other strong character look like background noise. He shows up reanimated and takes on an entire army of 80,000 shinobi. And he doesn't stop there. He then proceeds to humiliate the 5 Kage, yes, all of them, like it was child's play. This wasn't even close to a fair fight. Madara came in to show what God tier really means. He sped things up by casually dropping meteors on the battlefield. Then, once he cleared the army, he went after the Kage and dismantled them too. By this point, most fans already considered him a god. And then, he fought Hashirama, the so-called god of shinobi. After that, he went on to defeat all 9-tailed beasts at the same time. His most jaw-dropping flex? When he summoned 25 Susanoo to battle the 5 Kage. Most can't even manage one. Madara was out here distributing them like party favors. Coming in at number 6 is the iconic fight between Kakashi and Obito, a battle between 2 best friends. What made this fight unique is that it didn't take place in the real world, but inside the Kamui dimension. Kakashi and Obito weren't just teammates, they were childhood friends, mentored by none other than Minato himself. Their dynamic was almost identical to Naruto, Sasuke, and Kakashi's trio. Same emotions, same heartbreak. That's why this fight hit hard emotionally. With every punch thrown, we were shown flashbacks from their childhood, their memories, their journey, their bond. But sadly, the fight ended with a heartbreaking blow, as Kakashi had to take down Obito, ultimately ending his life. At number 5, we've got Kaguya versus Team 7. The ultimate villain versus the main heroes. Think of this as the final boss fight, because that's exactly what it was. Kaguya, the origin of chakra herself, could manipulate 5 different dimensions at will. That's not even the craziest part. She possessed the Rina Sharingan, which housed the most powerful genjutsu of all time. Infinite Tsukuyomi. The entire Naruto series practically revolved around this jutsu. Beating Kaguya? Honestly, it was close to impossible. She had limitless chakra, not because she was a Jinchuriki, but because she was practically the Ten Tails itself. Still, Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, and yes, even Sakura, tried everything they had to seal her. And fun fact, every single Akatsuki leader, from Obito to Madara to even Nagato, had just one goal: to revive her. And yet, after 700 episodes of build-up, she lasted barely 2 episodes. That's Kaguya for you.
The morning rain clouds up my window.
At number 4, we have the most anticipated battle in all of Naruto, Sasuke versus Itachi, the long-awaited clash between two brothers. People weren't hyped just because Sasuke finally got his shot at revenge. No. The real reason was that we were finally going to witness Itachi's true power. Itachi, in many ways, is Naruto's equivalent of Shanks, mysterious, powerful, and absolutely beloved by fans. Sasuke spent his entire life training, leaving the village, turning rogue, just for this one fight. And you probably remember that iconic moment where Itachi raises his hand to say, "You're still weak." This fight started off tense, but as it progressed, it became deeply emotional. Because by the end, we learned the truth. Itachi never wanted to hurt Sasuke or the Uchiha clan. He was protecting everyone, even in death. After that, many fans actually began to love Itachi more than Naruto himself. His backstory? Easily one of the best in the entire anime world. But before we jump into the top 3, let me say this. If you've made it this far, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and share the video if you're enjoying it. Alright, let's get back to it. Coming in at number 3 is the legendary Naruto vs. Pain fight. This wasn't just a battle between student and master. This was orphan versus orphan, hero versus fallen hero. It all starts when Sakura summons Naruto with her iconic Cry no Jutsu. What follows is Naruto's grand return after 2 years of training. And now, he's stronger than ever, having mastered Sage Mode, something even Jiraiya couldn't perfect. Naruto goes head-to-head with all 6 paths of pain, who had just reduced Konoha to rubble. Had this been animated slightly better, it could have broken the internet. But even with all that power, Naruto was still overwhelmed, until he lost control and unleashed the 9 tails. From that point on, he completely overpowers Pain. That moment where Naruto goes full beast mode and runs Pain down? Iconic. This fight wasn't just action-packed, it was emotional, raw, and easily one of the best fights in Naruto history. At number 2, we have Naruto vs. Sasuke, the final battle. This was the ultimate showdown, the conclusion of Naruto's story. The 2 strongest ninjas of the Naruto-verse going all out. The animation, the stakes, the power-ups, everything was turned to 11. Sasuke used his ultimate move, Indra Susanoo, and Naruto countered with his final Rasengan. And when the dust settled, both of them lay on the ground, missing an arm each. The fight ended not in death, but in reconciliation. Naruto finally managed to bring Sasuke back to the right path, after 700 episodes of pain, struggle, and unwavering dedication. Honestly, if I had even half of Naruto's determination, I'd be uploading a video every hour. And now, we've finally reached the number 1 fight on this list, Madara versus Might Guy. And honestly, I don't think anyone would even question why this deserves the top spot. By this point in the story, Madara had become so powerful, no one dared to even stand in front of him. And that's when Might Guy makes his entrance, the man who's rightly called the god of taijutsu. He unleashes his ultimate form, the 8th inner gate, also known as Night Guy. What follows is pure madness. Despite Madara being insanely fast, so fast that tracking him had become nearly impossible, Might Guy, in his 8th gate form, pushes him to the absolute limit. He's literally moving at the speed of light, and the way he lands blow after blow on Madara, it's nothing short of legendary. Yes, I agree. Might Guy didn't defeat Madara in the end. But even after that, the damage he dealt was so intense that Madara himself admitted he had never fought someone as powerful as Guy. And that's exactly why this fight sits at number 1 on my list.